Welcome to another edition of the Filmmaker's Journey. I'm Chris Esper. Today I'm going to be talking about another subject that I feel a lot of young filmmakers and filmmakers in general can sometimes make an excuse for not doing what they love, and that is not being located in Los Angeles. I come from New England, Massachusetts specifically, and the film community here is growing all the time. Some folks refer to this area as Hollywood East. I don't know how true that is, but I do know that I've had a countless number of opportunities being here, from working in Boston, to working in Rhode Island, to working in New Hampshire even. Point is though, you can make movies anywhere, and locale doesn't necessarily matter. I did in fact go to LA for about 3 months last year. I was interning at A La Entertainment. They're responsible for the movies Drive, Way Way Back, Mordecai, Ender's Game, and so many others. Now as far as how I got the internship, I got it through the Moving Picture Institute. The Moving Picture Institute is an organization that is dedicated to freedom-oriented filmmakers. Their philosophy is promoting freedom through film, and it's a great organization. I got the internship through MPI's Hollywood Career Launch program. What it consists of is a program where you apply to get an internship through them, and they give you a list of companies to choose from, either from New York or Los Angeles, and you choose a company that you wish to work for or intern for about 3 months. It's a paid internship, which is also nice. While I was there, I was interning as a script reader, specifically doing script coverage. What coverage basically is, it's a breakdown as to what the story is about, what happens scene by scene, what happens throughout the entire story, and then you give your opinion as to what your thoughts are on the story and whether or not you would recommend it, consider the project, or pass on it. Doing script coverage was an amazing learning experience. I learned so much just by reading scripts, and not many people realize that. I don't consider myself a scriptwriter, I consider myself more of a director, but reading scripts has helped me, I think, become a better storyteller. I understood more what character development was, what story structure was, just by reading some of the scripts, whether they were good or not so good. Outside of my internship, I also met some amazing people. One of my favorite creators of many shows and movies, he's a director and a writer, Kenneth Johnson. He wrote and produced The $6 Million Man. He directed The Bionic Woman, The Incredible Hulk, V, Short Circuit 2, Alien Nation, and many others. And I found his website, and I sent him an email stating that I was an admirer of his work and that I would like to pick his brain a little bit and perhaps meet him in person now that I was in LA. To my surprise, he said yes, and he invited me to his office. He was the sweetest guy, and he gave me some amazing advice about filmmaking. He saw one of my films, and I really appreciated what he saw in it, and he encouraged me to keep going and saw that I have a lot of talent. He even went as far as to invite me to his directing class, and I went to his directing class, and he told some great stories about behind the scenes of some of his work, the trials and tribulations of filmmaking. So if you are in LA, and you want to learn from Kenneth Johnson, I highly recommend going to his website, kennethjohnson.us, and looking to see where his next class is. MPI also gave me numerous opportunities when I was in LA. For example, there was one weekend where John Truby, who is a screenwriter, and he wrote for the 21 Jump Street television series back in the 80s, was hosting a screenwriting conference for 3 days, and they needed a couple volunteers. One of the folks from MPI told me about this conference and said that volunteers also get to sit in on the class for free. And I thought, wow, this is incredible, I got to do this. So I applied, got the job, and so I ended up for 3 days volunteering at the scriptwriting conference, and I was watching John Truby explaining the do's and don'ts of screenwriting. He showed movie clips which showed examples as to what he was talking about of character development, character arcs, subtext, etc. So all in all, LA was an incredible experience. I loved it. There's also disadvantages. For one thing, you have to sacrifice leaving your friends and family if they don't already live in that area. I would recommend trying LA out and see how you like it and see where it takes you. Ultimately though, the thing about LA that I've learned is that it's all about who you know. You can have the greatest resume in the world, you can have the greatest demo reel in the world, but it doesn't matter. You have to know the people. So it's all about networking. So I suggest go out there for even 2 weeks and just network with people, show them your work, get some feedback, see other people's work and give them feedback. There was one day I was so determined to find a job when I was in LA that I mapped out all the different companies that I would consider working for, and I got 30 copies of my resume, and I went to each and every company that was on my list. I just hit the streets of LA. I went from door to door, and everybody kept saying no. Everybody kept saying, we're not hiring. Everyone kept saying, you're not from here. But you can't let that stop you. There were a few times when I was there that I wanted to give up. I didn't think I was made for this. So being in LA can be an emotionally trying experience, but it can also be the most rewarding experience. It's what you make of it, though. So don't count out LA right away, or even New York City as your option for getting into filmmaking, because it could really help you grow as an artist. And don't also count out living in your local area either, because your local area could also have a great filmmaking community. So that's all I got for today. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.